Okay.
Oh, Barrera, we're home.
I'm basically living in my car.
I'm also helping out with the wedding planning process.
So welcome back to the vlog. As you can see, there's a lot going on in my back seat right now because I'm basically living in my car. So the last thing that I shared with you guys was that I was moving out of my apartment. I didn't even explain why. I just just jumped to all right, it's time to move out. So basically what happened was the job that I was working at, I was working where I was living. I was a leasing agent. So when I told them hey, I'm gonna put in my 2 weeks, or not even 2 weeks, it was almost a whole month that I was letting them know hey, I'm gonna be leaving. And they're like, okay, great, whatever, because corporate life, they don't really care. They were just basically telling me okay, well, we need to tell HR because I think part of policy is you're gonna have to leave. So my job wasn't paying for my apartment, but I guess policy was that I was gonna have to move out. So that's what happened. And so I was like, well, okay. Well, this was my opportunity to go test out if I wanted to live in Austin. I didn't want to jump into it really quickly because it just didn't feel right. And so even though I was getting pulled into Austin a lot because a lot of my friends were telling me just come to Austin, go to Austin, it seems like your place to be. There's a lot of opportunity. And honestly, I'm the type of person who thinks there's opportunity wherever you go. And it honestly just depends on what you create for yourself. So I stayed there for a whole month and I didn't like it. Aside from that, I also just feel I never connected with anybody in Austin. I never felt like I met anyone that made me feel I wanted to live there. I've never had an experience that made me feel I need to live here. Again, Austin is a lot of fun. When I visit, I go to a lot of concerts, and I do feel I would have liked it if I was a lot younger, in my early to mid 20s. It's so crazy to think that I'm not even in my mid 20s anymore. That's wild. So much has happened. So much has happened, and I have not documented so much, and I like the lifestyle I created for myself, but right now I needed to find a home. So I basically already applied to an apartment.
Oh, Barrera, we're home. What are you doing? Did you trip?
Today was kind of a stressful day, and then I haven't eaten all day, and then not to mention the U-Haul people were so rude. Luckily the movers were so nice. So this apartment is a lot smaller than the one I had before, but we're here in the new space. We're in SA again. So a lot's happened since I last vlogged, but yeah, I moved. New space. I told you that, guys, that I had a full-time job and I left that job. I went back into full-time photography, and then I started working for a marketing company here in San Antonio, so I started doing social media management for them. So that's mostly a remote thing, so lots of stuff to do, and I like that I don't have a set schedule. I like that it's different every week. It's different all the time. So lots of growth, lots of experiences, lots of fun memories. And honestly, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. I'm just kind of proud of myself and the life I created for myself. And yeah, let's keep watching this vlog. So I just changed into a comfier fit. I don't even know what to call this because honestly, it just feels right. I don't know if it looks right. But I'm gonna go downstairs. My apartment complex has different areas where I can work or just hang out, chill. I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna sit yet, but I'm leaving. I gotta get out of this space for a little bit. Also, I just wanna walk. I just finished eating and had caffeine this morning, so I'm out of breath right now. Story of my life. I don't know why I do this to me. Do this to me? Wow. I don't know why I do this to myself. My camera is literally on top of my mouthwash bottle. But hello, it is the next day. Getting ready because I have a meeting with the marketing team. So today we're doing an in-person meeting. I also do have some work I want to do before I head out, so I'll probably do that. I really want to pick up a matcha. I haven't had matcha in like a few days. Yeah, I had matcha when I was in McAllen this past weekend. So I was in McAllen shooting some graduation sessions, engagement sessions, and one of them was my dad's engagement session, which was so cute. It was at South Padre. So definitely got a little behind the scenes of that, so got to document a little bit of that. And then I also did make a TikTok/reel, so I do have that on my Instagram. If you guys want to see that, I'll have the link to all my socials so you guys can check it out. But yeah, my dad is getting married next November. I'm also helping out with the wedding planning process, which is fun. I've actually been thinking about getting into the wedding planning business for a while now. But I'm not gonna lie, I also feel like I have already been in it, just because a lot of my clients, obviously, like, it's their first time getting married and they don't really know what it's like, or they don't want to hire a wedding planner. And I end up being a photographer, wedding planner, and the coordinator during the day of the wedding. So I kind of already understand it, get the gist of it. I've done multiple weddings at this point. I kind of already know how it goes, how it runs. I've basically had to run and coordinate some weddings. I do also help a lot of my clients create the itineraries and stuff like that. So that's something I do want to start offering. I can add it into my packages, especially now because I'm more comfortable and I'm confident in that. So, but yeah, I don't know. I do also have like a lot going on already. So I don't know, I'm kind of crazy for doing multiple things at this point. I kind of like it, but also I don't want to burn out with working all the time. I also want to make sure I still have a balance of having a social life. I do have my really close friend who lives right across from me, who I hang out with most of the time. It's crazy. We actually met like a few months ago at a bar, and I was just sitting there by myself. She was sitting there by herself. We just started talking, and literally a few days later, we got on a plane together, went to Montana, and went to a music festival. It was a lot of fun. I really would have never guessed that I would go to Montana ever. Like, it's not something like, oh, I should go to Montana. But I want to go to Montana again because it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was so much fun. The weather was perfect, and I would definitely want to go again. And this was in the middle of the summer, and the weather was perfect. Like, we came back to Texas, and I was like, nope, no. She's a really close friend of mine now, and I really appreciate her. It's so random that I met her too, because I'm really picky with people. Like, I have acquaintances, I work with certain people, but when it comes to like really close friendships and all that, it's really difficult for me to trust people because, you know, honestly, people suck, and just never know what they're gonna do behind your back. And now my trauma is showing, so I'm gonna continue getting ready. Okay, I'm gonna end the vlog here. Just saying that I moved again.